Hey FLOSSTUBE, it's Leigh from Creative Leigh on Sunday 18th, I think, of August 2024 with FLOSSTUBE number 303. 303. Welcome back to my mostly weekly YouTube channel about counter to cross stitch. I come to you from a very grey, rainy, dreary day in Upper Hutt in the Wellington region of New Zealand. Yeah, it's been raining. In fact, my friend, my movie slash ballet slash doing things friend, Lauren, who lives in Pahiatua, messaged me this morning to say that they are all flooded out. She's lucky their house is a little bit elevated on piles, but water's been through their garage, their property's underwater, neighbours down the road have got water through their house. So crikey, I didn't even know that was forecast. Have I seen the forecast? I haven't looked at the forecast for like I don't know how long. But anyway, I hope everyone's doing okay over that part of the world. It is a bit of a floodplain, but I think Lauren said in all the time that her parents have had their house, which has been many years, they've never had a flood like this. So climate change, I guess. I have a wee bit of coffee left. Drink that before it gets cold. I've got something in the way of the clock. I don't even know what time it is. It's 2 o'clock on Sunday. I've had a very quiet weekend. It's what I needed. In fact, I woke up this morning not feeling that great. I had a bit of a headache, a migraine. I had just a terrible night, like anxiety dreams. Kind of, sometimes my anxiety overwhelms me. I just woke up, I think the grey light, I'm grey light sensitive, and just weird sleep, and ironically I got too hot because this weather, it's warmer, and I had my winter duvet on. I don't know, all the things meant I just didn't feel up for a coffee with my neighbours, but my lovely neighbour Sandy left a cheese and bacon, I think it was, or cheese and ham. I'm trying to think, I just ate it. Cheese and bacon croissant on my doorstep for me, which was very kind, in a bag. I just had that for a late lunch. I did talk to my best friend for an hour or so. Got some laundry going. I'm just kind of easing into the day at 2 p.m. I do need to get some work done this afternoon. It's probably related to my anxiety. I might work from home tomorrow. I don't know. I feel like the way I'm feeling today, I just feel like getting up and going into work might be too hard. We'll see how we go. I thought I'd pop on and give you a little update. Yeah, I better losing my voice. A better week, I guess, last week, the week before. I think I feel like I caught up on sleep from the last 6 weeks. I feel like I caught up on sleep on Thursday. It was sort of like I managed to get up at 6 in the morning, get my shit together, get the normal train, aka the early train for me, and yeah, and same on Friday, go into the office, whereas the week before I really struggled, and yeah, that was pretty good. Busy at work. Busy at work, and I don't really even remember what I did last week. I think I just went to work and came home. Yeah, as I said, the weather's pretty terrible. I need to mow my lawns, but it's pouring down with rain, so that's not going to happen today. I don't know when. We'll see. A little bit of stitching progress, and I did clear off my table. So my room is still messy, but I did manage to clear the table off and organise all the things. Organise meant I put the charts where the charts go. I put fabric onto the pile of fabric that needs sorting. All the little tchotchkes and little bits and pieces that I got are in a tub waiting for me to put them away properly, but they're in the craft room. A little bit of progress made. I found a couple of things that I had put somewhere safe and was missing, and yeah, let's just say that craft room is still a work in progress. I don't know what else. I got a couple of things in the mail. I purchased a couple of charts secondhand, and then I also found a couple of charts that I picked up off the freebie table, which is really funny. And I didn't show them last week at the retreat. That video was so long, and by the time I went to bed, it still hadn't uploaded. And when I woke up in the morning, it had stalled. So, and then I think it took like 10 minutes from when I woke up and kicked it off again. But sorry about the long video. This one won't be as long. So a couple of things that I picked up off the freebie table. But I'd also purchased some secondhand last week, and it was kind of weird how I got to the freebie table and both charts were there, and I just purchased them. And I'm like, why not? But I'll show you them in a sec. The main reason I purchased something was someone was selling a bunch of charts, and I have always wanted to do a Jacobean piece, and this chart was going, and I would probably change the colours. So this chart here, it's got some really cool designs. I'd probably change some of the colours, but I'm super keen to do a really long bell pull one day. So that will go in the list to do once I finish the long kind of redwork sampler that I'm doing. But anyway, yeah, I would probably brighten up the colours. They're a bit dull for me. I'd want the slightly more jewel tones. And yeah, it's got some really cool designs. I really like that piece as well. That's pretty cool. And other than that, I haven't really looked at it. But so I ordered this chart, and I can't remember your name, I'm sorry. I don't think she watches me, but she said, you don't want any of the other charts because they were $5, you know, to save on shipping. I'll have a look through. So when I went to look through, I went, oh my gosh, I did this one. You know, this was my second cross stitch I ever did, and it's the first one I ever framed for myself, and it's in my bedroom. No, it's not. It's in my craft room on the wall. And I was like, oh, that's such a nostalgia. It's a color chart. It's one of the, again, it's by that same dude. Sorry, not by that same dude. It's your good old Carl Christensen. I showed him the other day. Cracks me up. Like, totally doesn't look like anything you'd have to do with cross stitch, right? He looks like he works at a bank or something. Anyway, I used to work at a bank, so I can say that. So this, if you go back to like video one of my first handful of videos back in the olden days, I did I walked through all my finishes at the time, did a few a week kind of thing, and one of them, this came up. So the Jesters, and I love it. So I stitched mine on 25 count black Lugana using called for, except for it has little bells on the Jester's hat and on this up here. And I couldn't get them at the time, back in the 1990s, early 90s. I think I stitched mine, I finished it in 1992. And it called for 1/4 inch jingle bells. And I just put little pearl beads on because I could not find those bells. And it was before the internet, so who knew? So I picked that up from the lady that I bought secondhand. And then I also grabbed this. So my sister stitched this way back in the day. I got it framed for her, and it's the one piece that she took with her to Australia. And when I said I'd get it framed for her way back in, again, the 90s, and she was naughty, and she hadn't filled in any of the white bloomers. So the white in these bloomers and the white in these plaid bloomers, she'd left them with just the white Ada. So I was like really annoyed. So I filled in, because I wasn't going to frame them without the white filled in. So I thought she was just being lazy. And she stitches opposite to me, so her top leg goes the wrong way. So I had to stitch them backwards. I think I just turned it sideways and stitched them. So this one has a bit of a nostalgia. And I know that here in New Zealand, at least a couple of years ago, a few people, including my friend Jude, stitched this. And a few people were reaching out for the chart. So I thought these would make great giveaways. And then I also picked them up off the freebie table. Like, it's like meant to be, right? I don't see this chart for a million years, or since like 1993. And I mean, I owned it. I probably sold one of these. This one's in pristine condition. This is the one I purchased for $5. This one is a little bit sadder. You know, for all I know, it's the version, it could have been the chart I had. Who knows? But they're both in perfect condition inside. I'm not going to give them away this I'm not going to give them away, but I'm basically going to do a bit of a giveaway when I get to, how can I do maths? 5 years on YouTube, which I know is in November, and I have to look up the date. It might be the 19th of November. It's sometime in November. I'm going to do a bit of a 5 years giveaway, and I'm going to give away some of these nostalgic things because it's fun. But yeah, anyway, these are just, I don't know, I love these so much. So I've got 2 copies of that, and now I've got 2 copies of that. Again, the one I picked up, one of them's a little tattier, but it's still in pretty good nick. There's no issue with the chart, but they're both like, I'm going to show you a bit of it. They're both like handwritten. I mean, that's a handwritten chart. The other one isn't. But it's so fun. And I just know that every now and then people ask for this chart, and it's kind of nice to pass them on, really. So yeah, they will go in the 5-year giveaway, which is a little not very far away. More. So it's sort of, I just thought it was really funny how I'd literally purchased 2 charts, again $5 each, and like 2 days later they're on the freebie table. I thought it's just a sign I'm supposed to grab them. Yeah, both nostalgia pieces, but they're both fun. So anyway, that's what I'm gonna do. Blah blah blah. I did also have this giveaway. I'm going to do it now. This was an extra book that someone from the retreat gave me to give away, and I want to send it to someone in New Zealand, just because not everyone could get to the retreat. And I did draw a name out, but Zeb was originally going to the retreat, and I'm not sure if she was getting her goodie bag or whether Nicole managed to sell her ticket. So I've just reached out to her, but I did actually draw her name out. So Zeb, I drew your name out. But if you are getting your bag, then of course I'll redraw it. I'm so excited about sort of picking my own colours and doing this. I look at it and I go, oh, I really like to start that now, but I'm not going to. No, Leigh, no, don't do it. You've got enough going on. But even these 2 smaller ones are cute. Like, anyway, getting distracted. Right. I have a couple of finishes. Who knew? I got a little bit of stitching done. I worked from home Tuesday and Wednesday and managed to I didn't get any stitching done during the day, but I did sort of knock off work at a reasonable hour for a change and managed to get a good couple of hours in each evening, and I left work a little bit early on Friday, so I got home at a reasonable hour. So I managed to get quite a bit of stitching done Friday night, and yesterday I got a lot done. I literally sat on my ass. I did I didn't do housework. I did things like put laundry on, and while the laundry was washing, I did some stitching, and then when it put in the dryer, and then it was stitching, and then I did something else, and then I did some stitching. Like, I just sort of like had little breaks. Finally finished the last 4 episodes of season 3 of Bridgerton, which I watched the first 4 episodes after they released when I was up in Kawerau. It was like Dad still had Netflix at that time, and then we cancelled his Netflix, so that was fine because he wasn't watching it anymore, and turns out didn't need it a week later. But I hadn't had Netflix here for ages, and then yesterday I sort of exhausted anything that I kind of watched. I don't get to watch that much TV, so I just don't have much time to watch TV, so I tend not to have a lot of streaming stuff. But the local kind of free TV, there was sort of nothing that piqued my interest. So I just signed up for Netflix again for a month and watched the second 4. So I don't know. I don't think it was fine. I'm not a huge Bridgerton fan, but I enjoy it. Like, I think there's better things on TV, but it's pretty. So what I stitched during the week, I stitched on 2 things. I alternated and took breaks. So I told you last week I didn't iron anything. Sorry, but I managed to finish my Moonglow by Nora Corbett. So there she is. all beaded and luscious, and it's kind of weird because I was expecting these are huge freaking pony beads. They're like a metallic-y, bluey purple. On the chart, on the picture, they are white, but I checked the number and I actually prefer them like this. So they are kind of a darker shade of what the leaf is. Either the person who stitched the model picked a different bead, or maybe they changed their mind. What is not obvious on the chart, like on the picture, when you look at the picture, you can see how these beads are white. And you can't see any of the beading in here. They are these massive, they're not quite pony beads, they're smaller, but all through here and through here, there's beads, and there's bigger beads all through here. Little beads through here. The moon is silk and beads. These are a different bead. I'd stitched these twice. I tried to stitch them on Friday night and I was so tired. I struggled to count. They didn't look very swirly. And then I pulled them out and I redid them Saturday morning. But yeah, got her finished. I'm so happy with her. So she is Moonglow by Nora Corbett. And she's on the Called for Mediterranean Sea 32 count linen by Wilchelt. And I use the Call for DMC. I use some silk substitutions. The bluey white silk that's in the moon is the Called for. Water lilies, but I substituted this silk for an overdyed cotton that I had, and I substituted the silks that are in here just for stuff out of my stash because I got so many beautiful silks. I started this in January. Jess from Little by Piku, she hasn't done a video for a while because she, you know, a relatively new mum and probably who has time for babies and YouTube, but she started stitching in January, so I said I'll just jump and join with her, and she was using hashtag Embrace the Folds sale, which was an older sale from a few years ago that someone else started, but it seemed good because she's a lovely bodacious babe, so I'm so happy with that. So I finally got her finished. I had mentioned that was my plan when I showed you after my retreat stitching. So yeah, finished, started 22nd of August, started 22nd of January and finished here on the 17th of August. So yay! I do have the chart. I am going to add her to my giveaway pile. Again, I'm going to do a bit of an extravaganza when I get to 5 years. So I'm just going to put her in the pile and budget for about a ton of postage in November. Okay, and then I carried on with my Pennsylvania Fraktur Heart. So this was a chart on loan from Zeb, and Kathy Barrick is the designer. I stitched mine on 40 count Tickle the Ivory linen from Danes of the Needle. It was a scrap, and I personalized the border. So I started this one only on the 31st of July, and then I finished her on the 17th of August yesterday as well. There was a lot of stitching in the heart. I'll show you it finished. I'll just hold this book up again. And there's so much red stitching, but I'll just let you hone in on the personalization. So similar to how I did the original Pennsylvania Fraktur Birds, also by Kathy Barrick, I personalised it, so I've got my name, my full name, Leigh McDonald, and then I've got my suburb, Wallaceville, Upper Hutt, 2024, and I just added a couple of little doofers because I had a little bit more space. I used PC Stitch to rechart the border. The chart has the name, it was the name that are in both pieces, both Pennsylvania Fraktur pieces has a girl's name, Catherine something, and the Fraktur Birds had the place where that person was from in a year, and I changed it to me, and then this version had the same name, but it had then the rest of the alphabet. So I had all the alphabet in this chart but I changed a couple of the stitches to make it fit. Like I made the H a bit narrower. Just to remind you, this is what Pennsylvania Fraktur birds look like. Again, this was highly personalized, all my own colors. And that's where I had Leigh McDonald and I had Trentham 2023. As I said last time, Trentham was the name of the suburb where I lived in 2023. And then this year, or end of last year, the post office changed it to Wallaceville. It's probably hard to read upside down. So Wallaceville. And then I just shoved Upper Hutt in because I had room. So I'm really pleased with those. So thank you, Zeb, for loaning me that chart. I finally stitched it. Obviously, I've got a few things to send to my friend Zeb, and maybe that other chart. So that'll be good postage and stuff. But yeah, I'm really happy with that finish as well. So yeah, 2 finishes. So yay me. I can't complain about that. As always, no plans, or as usual, no plans. I don't know what I'm going to pick up this week. I've got a little bit of a few extra things I've got to get done this week for my career transition, counselling, whatever the heck it's called, career transition homework. So I don't know what that's going to probably be Monday night, maybe Tuesday night, working on that. So I might not get as much stitching done this week. I don't have any plans for the coming weekend, I don't think. I don't remember. I think we've got 2 weekends before us. Yeah, the stitchy weekend is the end of the month. So I feel like we're in the middle of the month. We've got 1 more weekend. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just really thrilled with my progress. It feels nice to get back into some stitching. Nice to have a couple of finishes. Yeah. What else do I say? I look forward to seeing you all again next weekend, and I appreciate all the support that I've been getting and continue to get on my channel. If you haven't, please subscribe. If you come back and watch me, if you subscribe, that'll be nice. And then also flick a thumbs up. It does help other people find me. Take care, find joy in your stitching, and as always, don't let your needles rust. Ciao.